Hi, I'm Paris Hilton.
That my best friend. She a real bad bitch, got her own money. She don't need no on the dance floor. She had 2-3 drinks, now she twerking.
3-2 shots, got a bitch feeling risky.
She's been stepped on more than a bag of heroin. Guys! How's it going? Matt's here. He's having a work beer. Yeah. Just kidding. Okay, so Jeremy, we were going to do the one from you, but he's not really a fan of sours.
Some of them I'd like, but I gotta work tonight too. So
here's the problem.
So we'll do an early one and a quick one.
We're gonna do We're gonna do one from NIHAP, and all I can tell you about it is it's number 19. I don't know what's in here. Oh god, it's not an IPA.
Dun dun dun.
What?
Come on. I thought. Oh, where's?
What are you planning for?
Well, no, I got you an extra one, and that must have just.
Oh jeez.
Must grab.
Oh jeez.
Ooh, that's dark.
I don't know how much this is other than Matt's can. Matt's coined it good when he said it's the biggest damn can I've seen. But hey, we like big cans. There's, you know what? 2 full beers and there's still more.
That's all right. Hey, I brought some cheese over. Really different. Really different. Have you ever heard of cheddar cheese with habanero and mango?
No. I don't think I've ever had a cheese that had a fruit in it.
Me neither, that's what I'm saying. Go ahead and try some if you like. It's really kind of creamy, with the mango and everything. But you definitely get some heat from the habanero.
Maybe he didn't. You sure you don't want a can of Spam or something?
No.
Okay.
What, are you thinking I'm someone I'm not?
Maybe. Started watching a new series I recommend.
What's that?
Maybe you told me about it.
What's that?
The Citadel?
No.
Highly recommend it.
What does it mean?
It's a spy.
Citadel.
Big time action. Prime.
Okay.
I think there might be some profanity, but so far I haven't.
No, there are no titties.
So far I haven't seen anything where he'd be going like this.
Well, Charlie's 13 at that. He still is kind of like shy. He just turns and looks away. He doesn't even want to look.
I don't know what to say about that.
What's that?
It seems like it'd be interesting for cooking somehow.
I put it in the middle of our burgers, along with smoked Gouda and the smoked Gouda came with peppercorn in it, like peppercorn.
Okay.
Ready for this? It smells dark and heavy, like it's been sitting in some cask barrels. Wow, that tastes good too.
Vanilla?
Mm-hmm.
Is that nutmeg? There's something.
I don't know about nutmeg.
Something's giving it a. God.
Almost like a cinnamon.
I'm not a fan.
Not cinnamon, like that's strong, but I mean it's giving off us like a strong flavor like that.
Wow. This is up there too, and see, my guess is it's close to a 10%er.
I was thinking so too.
Okay.
So
I gotta ask.
Okay.
And I apologize. When you see this, all morning long, I was just gonna send him a message. Good morning. Hope you have a good day. If I was there, I'd give you a back rub.
Who are we talking about?
Yeah. But I kept getting sidetracked We normally go one way home all the time. We decided to go through Gary. And instead of taking a right and going home, we went out to the river.
Who,
Did
and
you
Christine?
know that we had
You and Christine, or who are you talking about?
yeah.
Okay.
Did you know that we have what am I doing? Not geese. Even bigger than geese. Big and white.
Like the storks?
I don't know. They were out. There was like 50 of them sitting on the other side.
They almost look like a pelican with big old.
Yeah, pelican. Maybe
I don't think we get pelicans, or maybe a certain type. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like they're.
there's like 50 of them hanging out. Hey, dude, we're over here. 3 of them took off, and it was almost like I'd expect like 20 minutes earlier. Matt goes, "Here, try this gummy." It was like they weren't even working it. It was like slow motion. And the 3 of them pass. They went up. They did this big arc. Christine's fumbling with her phone. And I go. Finally, she puts up a video, a short on her channel. It's like sitting a mile away, just sitting there. I'm like, she's not even looking. I go, oh my God, look what you're missing all of it. They did a big circle, and then they like went back to the group. And then after that, they never took flight again. Speaking of big cans.
They're big.
Okay. Halftime beverage, number 19. Obviously, it's some kind of a stout, and we're both guessing right around 10%.
I'd maybe even go a hair over. If it's over, it hides it real well, but I can only imagine that it's probably strong.
Okay, so Matt conversed with Charlie. Charlie decided that the scope on his 22 was a better place. I have to agree. If you gave me both of those right now, I would never take the scope off that 22.
It's a cheap scope. You know, I mean, it's real replaceable, but it works great on that.
But right now, you have it dialed in.
Yeah.
Did you ever bring it up to the shack and put it on paper at 100?
No, not sure, but I've done it before.
We should, because I got several things that I really want to do something beyond just ring and steel at 100 yards. But when you had that thing up, no, you papered it at dead on, but that's only 25 yards.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've done that at dead on, but I'm saying even up at my dad's, and I've taken it up to, what's the range you go to?
Island Lake.
Yeah, I've taken it up to Island Lake.
So Matt decided that that's available. We haven't discussed how I'm making it possible. Seems how at this moment in time I actually still owe you.
Yeah, don't worry about it at the moment. I just figure you'll get use out of it. We'll figure something out. I'm not worried.
Like I already told him, I actually kind of wanted that for the Hellion, which right now is, Christine has assured me, has gone from my next gun to don't fucking think about it. Seriously, I can honestly tell you. You want to write this down on paper? I wanted the Hellion, and then I take nothing. There's nothing else on my want list right now.
Between your guns and your knives, you're ridiculous. When shit hits a fan, here's the problem. When shit hits a fan, you're not even going to be able to carry half of what you got.
Okay, how about if I got the Hellion, I would not purchase anything else for a year.
That's still not much you're going to have to save up for a year to purchase anything.
Well, as is, I have to figure out how to come up with the balance that I owe John.
All right. So I know a for sure winner for Christine. You get a Hellion, and you got to buy her a Harley.
There's no way. It has to happen the other way around. I have to order my Hellion as she's driving her Harley.
Yeah.
Well, that, and she really wants an exercise chair. And I said, Christine, it was almost a $4,000 exercise chair that we had at the auction.
Yeah, you told me about
Things sold for like $1,100. And there's no excuse. You can't say, well, if you call them, they will meet you over there and let you try items. Like if say right now there's an auction packed full of guns. If if you just want to go over and look at it, decide if you want to bid on it. It's like day one. I'm looking at it going, yeah, I would think about putting a bid on that. On day one, it was like at $505 already. I'm like,
No.
hell, I brought this out because at the auction, with something like 4 or 5 days to go, this is already at the same price that you could go buy it brand new.
What is this?
The Palmetto.
5.7 or no? That's the
No, this
Palmetto.
is
9 mil.
This is their Glock knockoff. I literally like that thing.
Yeah, I was wondering about this. I've seen them online. I know you had one. I think I have seen it already, but
Feels good in the hand.
yeah.
I dollar per dollar, I'd take that over a Glock.
Really?
Yes. I mean,
Have you shot it? I like the sights on there.
oh yeah.
Well, that trigger's got a long pull. I mean, the trigger's got a long pull, but that's my only. That's the only thing I would say that.
Now that takes the Glock aftermarket parts.
Yeah.
So I could change that. Ask Rich. Ask Rich what happens when you change that.
What?
Boom boom. Boom boom. Now I can't make fun of Rich because my my tan gun. I've got a list of
Does something like
a
that
few
too.
things that I don't mind if they stay in the collection for a while. I put a new part in there, and I'm watching Miles shoot. And it's like at one point in time you could squeeze the trigger and empty the mag. Good thing there's no camera running on this shit.
Well, how mad can they really be if you're working on guns and there is obviously an issue because that's not intentional?
No. My goal was a nice light trigger. My goal wasn't a full auto.
That's what I'm saying. Like, now, do you intend to keep it like that? Then they might have some issues.
Nope, it's.
But I mean, like if you're, hey, there's an issue here, we got to fix it. Then I don't think that they might.
I mean,
so picky. I don't know.
I mean, if they just happened to show up while you were out.
Well, they'd probably want to go. They'd probably want to go after you anyways. I mean, they would just want to go after everything nowadays. But.
Yeah. Well, you tell me what you think. You just felt one that's all stock.
Yeah.
You also have to do that too. That's been modified away from the full auto mode. And the reset on it is
Not even coming back.
That's because you.
Oh,
You what? You ain't want a live fire?
fuck off.
You have.
I had my hand. Yeah,
You didn't have to do that.
Yes, I did. I kid you not.
What? You need a pillow on that?
No, I went like this.
Oh, you didn't fire it again. That's all.
Yeah.
You just felt it. That day, and the plate fell off. Would you believe? In snow, in grass, I found both of these screws. I was like, I walked over there where the Frank's son that shot it. Walked over where he was shooting it, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. It was almost like a little light going. And so I'm like, okay, I wonder where the other one fell off, because obviously they didn't fall off at the same time. But he was standing in relatively the same area, and it happened with him because I handed him the gun. I would have noticed it, and sure shit, there it was. I figured they would be warm because the slide was warm, and they'd melt through the snow, and I'd never see them again. But I
got lucky.
Yeah, these guns are, well, first of all, this is a ghost gun. But they have very similar feels. I love both of the designs.
Oh, I've already told you I like that one.
Not to mention this one's also got night sights on it.
Well, you got the gold bling on there. You got Trump on the back.
Then there's the blue one, which has the big magwell, so it takes the G17.
That one looks nice too.
That one's on duty.
I know. I never see that one because that one's always taking care of business.
I like that one. I thought initially that if I had to give up one of the two, that this would be the one that I would let go, and Jeremy would cry because Jeremy really wants this one. But I have Unfortunately, assured him that the answer has been converted from no to fuck you. Jeremy's like, you can choke on my beer when you open it too. This would be a good candidate though for a threaded barrel. So you can put a hush puppy on the end of it.
Hush puppy.
Where'd that come from? My phone make
Pretty sure that was your pregame.
As above, so below. Imperial Stout, 10%. Mortalis Brewery, Avon, New York. Have you tried this one? Question mark. It is very smooth and creamy. Period. This one could be a troublemaker.
Yeah, that's good.
Also, thank you.
Better start reading some comments if we're going to get through this.
Oh, there was only 2. I'm just kidding.
2.
There's only 2. But so far I did notice that nobody answered my question.
What question was that?
I had the JP and the new rifle out. And in my brain, high-end bolt gun, a high-end semi-automatic. The bolt gun should get the more expensive scope. They're both the same power. 5x25 by 55. They're both the same diameter. They're both basically, statistically, they're both the same scope.
I always heard you want to put 20-25% of what the gun's value is into a scope for it. Your JP is worth a lot more money, and if shit hits the fan, you want to really start sending stuff. Yeah, it might not have quite the distance, but you still got some crazy accuracy with freaking 10 rounds over 1, 2, 3.
You know, no matter what you want to say about him, but sometimes when he opens his mouth, you want to stick a sock in there. Then the next time, he is so fucking dead on. If shit hit the fan and you're on the run defending yourself, especially against people that may be wearing body armor or stuff that's heavier, the JP is definitely a better candidate because right now I can carry 50 rounds in that drum.
Yeah.
Here's my other thought. The more I've even gone as far. I contacted Dusty. Remember from Dead On?
Yeah.
He's out of the gun world. Whatever went down, he has dropped the pursuit of his FFL. He is not going to be. It sucks. I'm kind of bummed out.
Maybe he got into drugs too. I don't know.
I think him and his brother are flipping houses.
Oh. I was gonna say, you never know this day and age what people are doing and shit.
Dusty and Nate, as of last time that we even had this conversation, live together, and there's like Harley Davidsons in their living room. There was a point in my life that I wanted my FZR sitting on one of those race stands at the center of my living room too, but I haven't found the female that is compatible with that arrangement. Maybe even if you could afford a big house or something where you could have it in the corner with like lights aiming at it.
Along the wall in the dining room or something. A little showpiece.
You know, you get drunk on a Saturday night in the middle of the winter. Blah, 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 blah. No, to finish my own thought, the more I thought about it, even seeing if I could get a price to have someone that really knows what they're doing swap the scopes. I was already leaning towards leave well enough alone, and then I made a comment to J-Dog, and J-Dog goes, you know what makes more sense? He goes, first of all, his top answer was just leave it. But he said if you really have a bug in your ass, he says the more compatible trade should be to take the scope off the bolt gun and swap it with the bolt or the scope off the Mosin the gun. That's like a $1,800 scope, or I got a little bit of a deal on it, and I paid $1,800 for it.
Yeah.
Because that's got the, well, they all three have the same reticle, the really busy Christmas tree.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just gonna just drop the whole thing.
You
and
haven't
I'll
even
just shoot
shot it yet. Yeah.
No. And John, the thing has been, it's already been dialed in by an expert.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking probably leaving them the way they are is the best option.
it does. But no, you brought another dimension to it. The JP may not ever be the tack driver that the bolt gun could be. But the JP was $5,700. This rifle with the scope on it was $3,500. So we're talking about a very expensive AR-10. And to stay with what you said, what the scope you should put on it, I need to leave them as they are. I appreciate it, man. Matt actually brings common sense that overwhelms.
I wasn't drinking earlier.
Oh, is that what it is?
Fuck, I was supposed to go to work tonight. Well, I'm gonna go to work tonight. That's why I said we've got to do this one real early. It's got to be quick.
Yes. No, you are absolutely right. There's a reason I wanted that combination in the first place. Well, actually, the second place, because the scope that's on the Mosin was what came. That's what I originally ordered for the JP, because I figured Christine would kill me if I spent $5,700 on a rifle and $3,200 on a scope. Then it ended up happening anyway. I tried selling the Mosin the scope, the Bushnell Elite. My best offer was like, you have to be kidding me. No way. Boy, this is like sweet without being overwhelming. Oof. Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely trouble. I'll be back in a minute.
Small money was first. Saying first. Jeremy says, Clyde says, whiskey and revolution for all except for Matt. He cannot have whiskey. He can have revolution, though. Miles says, I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. Yes, he did. Salty, nakedness is the new normal. Poco says, yeah, until your starfish gets sunburnt. Oh, my God, man. The law of nakedness. Tardisius, nakedness is the new gender. I just watched, sorry, I do not get any notifications. Even when I go to what's supposed to be your, people you sub to, YouTube sucks. I so apologize. Gunwild is probably pissed off at me. Tardisius, Mike, thank you. Mike is like El Tenda. When he and Cobra, every time they put up a video, they just send me a link in either a text message or in Messenger, and I'm able to go over and check it out. Never mind. I won't make up excuses for not catching up, but I try. Poco says, hey, hi? Redneck or build a drink. Greetings, Captain. How is your health? I guess the Cliff Note version is I'm in some trials where they're trying to find the exact nerves, and the goal is to, I guess, go in and burn off the nerves so that it stops them from transmitting the pain. I had a series of shots Monday, and I thought it was this Monday, but it's the following Monday we'll have the next round. They just want to make sure that they're in the right spot. And it's not supposed to be long-lived. It's basically like a really small window, like less than 24 hours, like 12 hours. Like when you walked out of here, how did you feel? So, and when I got there, I was a 6 on a scale of 1 to 10. So many people screw that up. How do you feel? I've seen people talking about how they had a slight headache. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you rate yourself right now? Oh, a 10. Oh, if you had an 11, I'd probably be 11. Listen, if you actually look at this, the actual definition for those numbers. At 10, you walked in with your arm in a bag, okay? That's what 10 is supposed to be, not you have a subtle headache. So I said I was at a 6, and when I walked out of there, I was at a 1 for the first hour. The second hour, I was at a 2, and like the fourth hour is what they want to know about. I felt like I was back at a 1, but the following day, I was back to where I am now. I'm still waiting. January or June 9th is the electrocute Eric to see about the nerves, the neuropathy in my foot. There you go. There's the health update. Poco, how come you don't chill your glasses? Because I don't have a glass chiller. And the freezer in these things. There it is, Poco. If there wasn't a big block of ice in there, I may be able to get a glass in there. It's a good idea, though. I haven't even looked in this one. This one has a little air. Might be able to get a glass in there. And there's a... Where the fuck did this come from? Okay, Poco. 2 on the chiller. I'll probably forget that I even did that. Unfortunately, the ice is building up, and it makes the glass want to kind of self-eject. Speaking of ejections, Mike. Speaking of Mike, cheers. Cheers, Fruity Eric. Thank you. Oh, Mike, I last night after you made your comment, I went over and looked at the latest box. It's okay. I don't find it to be a useless box. You know, those cameras, you said the camera was the only thing you liked. I actually really like the knife of the month. It's a fixed blade. It's a fighting knife. It's kind of cool. Would I buy it? Probably not. There's two knives. Here, there's 2 knives. I did a Biden. There's 2 knives in this next coming box number 99. And I have jokingly said I will never see triple-digit boxes from BattleBox before they stop sending them to me because nobody watches the videos. It's just an economics thing on their behalf. But if they ever hear me say this, I appreciate it. I try to do my best. I try to give good homes to anything I'm not going to use. But the camera, the problem with the camera is this is now the second one of those they've sent me. I gave Michael one, and as far as I know, he has not activated it. You can get plans for as low as 7 and 9. You can get plans for as low as $10 a month for those. This one that's well, I don't know if they all are, but in the video he said that it was an AT&T one. What it is, it's a game camera. When it takes an image, you can buy a plan to have it notify you. You don't have to. I mean, I could set it up down here, hide it someplace in my yard or whatever, and catch Matt taking a leak. That kind of thing. But I do like both the knives. The first one is just another knife, but the knife of the month is pretty badass. I'll have to see what he thinks about it. It's kind of nice. Seems like it has a nice grip, but it has a little bit of a swoop to it because it's supposed to be a fighting knife.
Yeah. She looks like she'd be expensive, but so much fun. Just for a day.
I know. The only way you're getting her on a date is right off the bat. You're going to have to rent a Ferrari. Mike says, it's fruity, Miles. Cheers, man. Poco, I do think 1,000 yards is Oh, I did think 1,000 yards is considered long range. You know, with the with the rifles and the kind of stuff that's going on. Stage 1 at Sniper's Hide was a mile.
I would say 300 yards is a long shot for me.
Well, we're talking about competition stuff.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm just saying, still 300 yards for me. That's pretty good shot if you're still hitting a plate.
Your hunting rifle? You have a scope on that, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Give yourself some credit. I bet you if we brought up... They said... Now, I'd have to verify this, but they said that I could set up a plate at Island Lake at 300 yards. Nothing closer, but at the 300 yards I could.
You mean nothing further?
No, well, I don't have that as an option. You can't have it closer. If they found out you were shooting a steel plate at 100 yards...
Oh, they'd kick you out?
Yeah.
Because of ricochet or something?
Yes. I bet you if I put a plate at 300 yards with your hunting rifle, I bet you hit it the first shot.
No, I don't think it's dialed in that well.
Well, we need to fix that then.
Well, you got to remember, I have it dialed in for my 50-yard shot.
Well, if you're saying
it's not a strong scope either.
If you're saying it's dead on at 50, just go down 2.5 reticles and squeeze the trigger.
I don't. You know what? Honestly, I do better shooting a deer than I do shooting a target. I don't know why.
Maybe you thrive on the adrenaline.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Well, shit, I've even shot a couple bucks running, like pretty damn good, in just one shot. Because, what's his name? John was up here. Huber is like, well, you know how many, you go back and put another round in right away, right? You know, like with this kind of gun, you can send 4 rounds before it gets to the target. It's like, no. If I got a bolt action, maybe in wartime I might be doing that, but no, mine's just, boof, one shot. If I got to take a second shot, I'm fucking already out of my deer stand having to chase after it.
Especially if it's on the run. Of course, if you miss, it's on the run.
Yeah.
Hector, Fruity Toots. I make those. Laugh out loud. God. And Miles makes chocolate boom booms. Yeah, and this morning, gross, he was eating crackers with anchovy and cheese whiz. Smile money. You want to modify it right? Oh, so there was one comment that was set up by John Huber and possibly make the JP, which you sold your soul to the devil to buy, less accurate. No, I didn't sell my soul to the devil. I paid for it in cash that I got from when my father died. What, are you saying my father was the... Oh, wait a second. Shit's making sense now. So...
I've heard you talking about even like, oh man, I could sell that and get this and this and that. Dude, I don't know how you could ever sell that gun, dude. That is a sweet, badass...
The JP?
Yes.
No, I was assured by Samantha it is not for sale.
Good for her.
She's like, you told me if anything ever happens to you...
I get the stash.
That I get the collection. Or whatever's left. And she said number 1 on that entire list is the JP. She goes, that gun is just absolutely badass.
It is. And it's a 308. I mean, it's a good round. It's a good round. And it's accurate, and it's a badass gun in every way.
Hell, one of my favorite days is I sat up at the shack and did nothing but load the mags for her and her, Sam and Christine. Yeah, that was... Press that button. There you go. Man, it's kind of like the Shoot-A-Palooza. One year I was out, where you're going to shoot anything? Dude, I can shoot whenever I want up here. I'm walking around watching some of my friends, especially someone like Cat Puss there, Ross, shooting stuff that he's only been able to see
online.
Who the fuck? Sammy Poo. Wow, she's
blowing you up today.
She's text. Oh no,
Dad, I want my bike.
The first ding ding was Sammy Poo.
Dad, I want my bike. Is it ready to go yet?
He was just doing a little preliminary shopping for his niece. He did not say one way or the other. I'd have to check in with him. She's trying to sell her an Impala. Mainly because she called this morning and they found a house, but she's $3,000 short of satisfying the down payment money. Like, if I had it, Sam, I would right now. If I could, let's just say that Miles has an extra $3,000, I would give him a $4,000 rifle to hang on to until I could pay it back.
What about Vivian?
No. Sorry, Sam.
What if I gave you $5,000 for Vivian right now?
Sam's still living in an apartment. Sorry, Sam.
Yeah, you probably won't get it back. Not because I'd want to keep it. I'd just find someone that would buy it for $7,500.
Yeah, that's the way he is.
Well, hey, I mean, why not though? Because it's not like you can't go back and get it again. If you can sell something for more than you're getting it, and it's not even like usually $20. I mean, we're talking like, 50%. Sometimes I've sold stuff for 100% more than I paid for it. Well, if you can do that, why not? I used to, when Craigslist was newer, I used to wheel and deal on that shit all the time. I'd go get free items or cheap items and then just turn around and sell them.
Cesspool.
What? Craigslist? Yeah, that's a joke now.
Everything I put up, within 5 minutes I got, we will pay you more than asking.
Yeah. It's a joke now.
Could I get your checking, routing information, social security number, and blood type?
Before it used to be good. Now I use just Facebook now. Craigslist is kind of a joke. Facebook's kind of bad, but the nice thing is you can look up the seller information or the buyer information, and you can get, star ratings on them, see how legitimate they seem. If it's a brand new account, fuck them.
If I had the money to help her, especially since they've been looking now for a long time, she's getting so disappointed because I think I told the story on here. Her realtor called her and said, "I found one, 7:30 in the morning."
Yeah.
By 9 o'clock,
sold.
There was 34 offers in, and the top 3 were cash, massively over asking price. And the person that ended up purchasing it, sight unseen, someone from Minneapolis, and that's happening all the time.
Oh, all the time.
No, I'd sell.
It's the big banks and shit that are buying them.
I would sell a gun to if it meant her being able to.
Oh, I'd give you
right now, $3,000. $3,000. This is gone.
I'd give you $1,000 that I just won the other night, but I already spent all that.
At hookers.
No, I paid rent. I still.
That's silly. That's supposed to be responsible.
I paid rent, and then I owed my sister a few $100 from my phone because she pays for everything. Like the phone bill, we all actually just do the family plan, but she's in charge. So when I got a new phone, well, they just put that on the bill, and I've been paying her, $50 every month on top of the cell phone plan. So I paid her a few $100, got the phone paid off, and then I went out and did some grocery shopping with Charlie. Charlie, what do you want? You want crab tonight? You want steak tonight? Whatever. Fuck, my bill was almost $200 just at the grocery store, and I only had 4 bags.
I was going to say, I'm not even flinching at that. That's nothing these days. Thank you, Biden. Greatest economy ever.
But Charlie eats top end. Like, he's ridiculous. What do you want? Oh, well, let's get some New York strips.
All right, now, Huber is the one that put the biggest crink in the armor.
Yeah, no.
John, more than happy to make payments. You just know that I'll do the best that I can.
I'll send them to you when I can.
Not a problem. 48 hours later. I might be up in a couple weeks. Could I get half of the balance? What?
If I've got it.
If I went every day to the plasma center and sold a gun. John. Okay. I never finished. So your new toy will be easier to shoot a target at a distance so far you can't see it due to the curvature of the earth. Go for it. Makes perfect sense. Thanks, Smile Money. Smile Money.
I swear to God, he just can't ever have any fun in life, does he?
Wait a second, you might have more comments in a second here. Smile Money, you don't even remember Matt's rambling about the beads in the rear for days being called a Mexican lawnmower?
I just heard about that. I had to share. That's fucked up.
Jesus Christ. Poco, the new rifle needs a Night Force scope. Poco, you know, I can't argue with that. Night Force is American made. It's Montana, or is it Idaho? Awesome scopes. The one that I always thought was kind of cool, and it turns out that they don't even make it anymore, was called the Beast. There's another company, though, that makes, I tell you, I thought it was badass. It's a 5 to 60 power scope. And when you are turning the turret, the base is actually moving. So it has something like 130 minutes of elevation. So that scope is looks. I don't understand how you don't, see
your gun.
See the gun in it. It is ridiculous. And I go, wait a second. This is called the X Genesis. I watched Mark and Sam After Hours. He's the guy that nailed a 2 foot by 2 foot plate at 5,700 yards with a 338 Lapua.
So that's like a mile, right? 5,000.
1752 is a mile.
17, so that's like 2.5 miles or something.
It's
I thought a mile was. We're
1,000
talking feet.
1,752 yards is a mile.
So you're talking about yards, and I'm thinking feet.
5,000. You're talking
5,700 is a mile, I think, somewhere around there. I'll look it up.
Let's read. Trevor, what?
I used to know this stuff when I was running.
I watched Mark. The company actually built and sent him one of their prototype models.
5,280 feet in a mile. So that's just over a mile of the 5,700.
No, this is yards.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm saying feet because I guess.
Yeah.
So yards, you said how many yards?
5,700 and it was like 50.
Yards. Well, that's 5.25 kilometers.
Smart Money says Fruity Toot sounds like a new channel name for you. Kind of does.
3.25 miles.
When
I don't even know how the hell you see something out of scope that far.
Neither do I.
You might as well. I mean, that's not a scope at that at that point. To me, that is. What the hell do you look at the moon and shit with? A telescope or?
Well, first of all, he has the device on his gun that allows the scope, because the scope can't even get that many minutes.
Yep.
So the base is canted way down, and the scope is dialed way down. And I don't know if he's still shooting a direct crosshair, but it almost 4 miles away, he has to just see nothing but a slight white dot from that 2 foot by 2 foot target. And yet the sumbitch hit it. I mean, I've gone and looked through a scope at when we had the 550 set up, 550 yards, and just the heat was causing that mirage.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine it being that far away.
On that last sip, I almost feel like it was like a maple syrup type flavor in there.
There's more if you want.
Just a little. I got it know.
Poco says the Hexon lights are expensive and take forever to put up, so I just put 4 up, not even straight, and called it a day. But you have some. Poco, just a thumb in the back door. Those are amateur numbers. Mike, Battlebox 99 sucks. Just the camera I like. Rich says, cheers all. Rich says, outstanding outro girl. Glad I saw her before it gets removed. I don't understand what they do right there. How is it that a video can be an hour and 7 minutes, hour and 30 minutes, hour and whatever, and mysteriously they end the video at the moment that the brew girl is about to be seen, the outro girl, I mean, and then the music continues to play like there's nothing wrong. Nothing to see here. We just stopped you from, yes. Multi-gunman, whiskey and 357 magnums. That's all. Smile money. The illusion is gone. I don't even know what illusion he was talking about. EMT, Gulf Niner, and G9. G9 is a hit, and that's another one on the bottom of the ocean. I've never really seen that strategy before. Let's shoot to the left and shoot to the right, and then we go right down the middle. It's been so long. I wonder if the pen still works.
See, now that looks like AI animation. She's still cute.
I think there's 3 of them in this rotation that I believe are
Yeah, I know.
fake. Oops. Okay. Stands right now. Sharky Sharky, EMT EMT. With 1 to go. The little guy. Pound on, gents. Oh, sorry. What is this? EMT says Sharky, self-sealed, laugh out loud, skip G9 for a reason. Oh, sorry, he did not. I'll complete this for him. And Sharky says, well played, mate. Love it. J-Dog's here at work. I gotta check with J-Dog. J-Dog, aren't you supposed to maybe make a little stoppy by, if you know what I mean? EMT, Miles. Eric was 3.4 miles away from my house and could not even meet some of my friends. And Vectors.
With excavators.
But he couldn't be bothered to stop and visit each and every one of his YouTube friends along the way. What, really? Was it 3.4 miles?
That was a low blow.
Yeah.
That was a low blow.
Oh, damn it.
I mean, to him. You were that close and you couldn't stop?
Jesus Christ. You know, here's the thing. In case he's even listening. Stalker Steve supposedly is no longer my friend because I didn't stop. Because I showed my true self.
Oh, boy.
No, that's...
Because he made his way up here?
No, but he didn't drive right past my house like evidently I did. We were on our way to Jerry's. If I would have stopped at Steve's,
That trip would have taken a lot longer.
I would have never made Jerry's without having to get a hotel for the night.
That's true.
So if you want me to be just materialistic, I will. To stop and visit Steve would have been probably get dinner, and then it would have cost me a hotel room. Ka-ching,
And he
ka-ching.
probably would have been drinking, so then Christine would have had to drive.
Oh, no, I couldn't deal with that. She had to drive some of the way back. I just couldn't stay awake. And I was like, here we are. My dream bike is on a trailer behind us, and Christine's driving. I woke
nervous?
At one point in time, I woke up and I could read the numbers under the expiration date on the license plate of the vehicle in front of us. I'm just like, Jesus Christ! Yes, you did.
Damn.
Wow.
She got ears like a hawk.
Then I said how much I love Christine.
Oh, wait, that's eyes like a hawk, isn't it? You gotta smoke another one.
Yeah. Mr. Mark Mack says, cheers, Eric and Miles, and have a good weekend. Phil says 2 thumbs up and 2 shots. Then he says 1:30 a.m. watching. Just got home from work. Had to help contractors lay new flooring in the store. 1:30 a.m. McLean, EMT. A thumb in the back door. That's Bush League. T-Pole Gun Guy. Speaking of fruity toots. Last 3 comments before the big show. Sharky says, cheers all, JP and the new toy on deck. Hey, Miles. Those were some good opening burps right there.
Hey, did I tell you this new shit that's going on with the administration that they're trying to do?
Foxtrot 3 is a miss. No.
I've been telling everyone for the last, 2 or 3 years, they keep restricting the numbers of fish we can take, and you know they're making everything harder and harder, right? The slot limits and everything. And I'm like, the government's doing this, and they're claiming that it's because they don't have a lot of the big fish anymore, so they're trying to, you know, get the bigger fish and repopulate these lakes. Well, what just came out now from the administration is they're going to try to seize up a million plus open land areas that you can go hunting in, and they want to try to restrict them. Same with fishing. They want to get rid of all lead because, you know, the lead bullets that we're killing animals with is killing other animals. I'm like, no, that's probably lead in the water. Not... Because, fuck, when I shoot a deer, I mean, how many people? Yeah, there's a few people that shoot something and then it still gets away. Not many.
Well, not enough to...
Not enough where I think...
It's kind of like take all of our guns because 1% of murders happen with semi-automatics.
Well, but they're saying it with some of like the hawks and the eagles especially because they're eating fish with lead in them. And I can kind of see that. But again, there's lead in the water. And it's not even from all the fish hooks, if some smile when he wants to say that kind of shit. But anyways, they are basically trying to make hunting and fishing even harder and harder and harder to do.
Just go outside and fire 2 shots in the air.
Well, I'm just no, because I mean, you look at back in the day. They're right now they're trying to control the food, right? They're taking out all these food plants, the farms, all these animals. Well, now what are they going to do? Well, everyone's going to want to go hunting, right? Well, let's restrict the hunting too, just like they did hundreds of years ago, or even 60 years ago. Oh, that's what it comes down to. I'll be shooting those deer that walk by on the corner over there. If food gets that bad, I don't care. I'll shoot them right out my goddamn window.
I love whatever congressman. I think he's a congressman, not a senator.
Talking about the ARs.
The guy goes semi-automatics. Yeah, I hunt with them. Wait a second.
You can't shoot with that.
The number one reason that we have them is to put down people like you who want to take them away. It's called tyranny. You might want to read it.
Oh, you're talking about why the congressman, why he uses an AR-15? He says, yeah, to target. He goes to hunt. And he goes, the number one reason is for tyranny. And then people are like, well, no, there wasn't semi-automatic guns. There wasn't... bullshit, we had cannons and we had semi-automatics. I forget who was it, Thomas Jefferson or someone, really loved guns. He had a gun that would shoot like 60 rounds in a minute, or even more than 60. Did you know that?
No, but they
had like 1,000 fucking barrels on the bitch.
The Gatling gun goes all the way back to then. They had cannons, so they had something that we technically can't have without a level of clearance. Yeah, it's bullshit. It's just the excuses that they want it. It's kind of like when someone uses everything to their advantage, but when something happens to somebody else, you know, no, because it doesn't quite fit my agenda. Yeah, I'll tell you what. My number one reason is because I enjoy guns. My number 2 reason is because I don't trust this government at all. And if you try to take the guns, I will give you every fucking one as hot as possible.
So they had one. This was they consider it the AR-15 from the 18th century. Carried 20 rounds, and it was a magazine-fed repeaters. It was a predecessor to the Henry repeating rifle. That was one of them. I'm just looking up quite a few. The multi-shot flintlock.
Either way, they existed. Sharky says SH and O. Yes.
Oh, right here. Here's the Chamberg, the Chamberg's gun. It could fire over 200 rounds in minutes. That's what it looked like. So it looked like a Gatling gun almost, but it was a little different.
Either way, they were there. They exist.
Yeah, they act like that this is all new shit because of technology. Our technology is built off the old stuff. And
You honestly think?
I mean, fuck, I tell you what, I'd rather you shoot at me with the AR-15 than a fucking cannon from back then.
You think if you handed this to our founding fathers, they'd go, "Oh no, that's too over the top."
No, they would say, hey, this is badass. Where'd you get it?
How do we get more? How do we get these out to everyone that wants to tell the government to go fuck themselves? I hate the fact that our freedom of speech and the agenda has been so manipulated that I'm supposed to feel bad when I say I have my guns to put down the government for overstepping on our rights granted to us by God. Come for the guns? I hope you fucking die.
Well, there was actually, I was watching a news thing that was really hilarious because they said, you look at like this past pandemic, right? And actually, I think it was the lady that brought it up was from South Dakota or North Dakota. But anyways, she says, you look at all these activists for women's rights and they're, just hating, and they're totally fine with men joining and kicking their ass. It's fucked up. You look at the First Amendment laws and how they're just getting trampled on right now, right? And then she went to another amendment. I think it was the Fourth Amendment. And she said they just trampled all over that. She goes, you know what? You know who never got trampled on? They're going after the Second Amendment. And they didn't fucking lay down for a second. They're fucking fighting in court. And they said, we will not comply. That's the only group out of all these big, the NRA and all these other gun advocacies. They're the only ones that are fighting for their rights. The First Amendment, no one's fighting for. The Fourth Amendment, whatever they're going for. No one gives two shits. They're actually saying, oh, this is great, this is great. No, you guys are fucking sleeping at the wheel. So I thought it was just a great way that she pointed that out. Like, nope, Second Amendment, people are not complying. They're not turning in their guns. They're not okay with what's going on.
Well, look at the brace thing. They figure what? Millions of the braces are out there. The number was what? 150 people?
Turn them in?
Turned them in.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have a few, from every group. Some people, obviously, they don't want to get arrested or they don't want to get in trouble.
I didn't turn mine in. I didn't alter. That's Alice. And Alice says, go fuck yourself, ATF. You don't have any legal. Everything you do is overstepping. Just because you write it down on paper does not make it a law. So if it's not a law, go fuck yourself.
Well, I believe that
I'm going to put up a video shooting it.
The courts are going to look into that.
Well, they better, because these people all deserve
They're
the same
not looking into
fate.
it just on that. They're looking in on the fact that the ATF are making their laws and they're not even legally allowed to. That's, I think, what brought it up.
Okay. Take care of this, because Matt's... Oh, Jesus Christ. My bad. Smart Money says, cheers, make the Viking eat a quail egg. They're small. He almost throws up when I eat a hard-boiled egg.
Really? He's that disgusted by eggs?
Yes.
Like, I'm not a fan of pickled eggs. I don't want no pickled egg. But the smoked eggs... No, the smoked eggs that you had, those were pretty good. Those, I don't know what those... Oh, those are the clay ones, right?
I don't think you'd make it through.
I don't know why I don't think...
As soon as the yolk went...
Yeah.
Bleh,
Yeah.
I'm like...
You know what you should do is probably hard-boil them. No, I think it would be a lot easier to take down if you hard-boiled them. Because I know the outside's already firm.
Just do a Miles. Put it in your mouth and take it whole. Okay. Hector? O and F5? Wait, you didn't even acknowledge that you're in the club? F5 is a miss, and it was already called as a miss. So he's taken 4 shots in this round so far,
Hector.
and one has not already been called.
Hector.
Okay. Well, he texted me to say he was in the club, but...
Yeah, your wife's yelling at you.
What? And on that note, we will see you guys tomorrow. Miles wants to do root beer floats.
I'll be out of here.
I wonder if you can put vodka and whiskey.
Don't forget about the hot tub with us.